Good day, good Resurrection Monday. Today is, no joke, it's April 1st, 2024. And thank you for waking up and being here. Thank you to CW and Mr. Nobody and Dawn and all the other commenters and promoters and good souls, saints to be, for being here yesterday, for being patient with my situation and yours. And I was trying to figure out whether or not the word Easter is pagan or not, and so I was going back and forth, and I just ran out of time with all family arriving, and didn't want to miss them, and researching and whatnot. And then I thought, well, Resurrection Sunday sounds like it's Protestant. So that's why I was going back and forth with that one. So I didn't want to get too hung up on terminology, although words do mean things, until I figured out Resurrection Day is probably the better term, because it is more accurate. At least it's more knowing. There's a gentleman sent me a query again about the dates that the Orthodox Church celebrates Resurrection Day or Easter in a couple of weeks, and because of the gentleman made an argument who wrote the article that it wasn't based on pagan roots or whatever. And my response was, he sends me things just to kind of understand things more about his own faith. And my response was, just like the powers that be try to distract us from what's most important going on with different events. Look over here, look over there. Don't see what I'm doing here. There are those who do the same thing with our faith. So to me, it is most important to celebrate the event, not the time or the day or the date. Obviously, it is so long in the past, and history has been so corrupted that it is almost impossible to figure out the exact day or date, because everything changes incredibly. And so, I thought that was the way to answer that, and I think that's important for us to remember. That it's important that do this in memory of me. Okay, it didn't say do this on this date so that it may be remembered. Okay, it's just do this, and this was the Mass and the sacrifice, the sacrificial nature of the Mass. And so I hope you all had a good time with your families. We had very good discussion with our family, like we usually do. It's deep, and they're just so you all know, they're not all on board with me. They're not judging, but they're not on board. They're not sure. Fathers don't necessarily know everything, and so, which is very, very true. But we opened up the floor after dinner for questions and answers, anything, any topic. And it's such a good way to, really get into what is important in life, in our lives, in everybody's lives. And I think they all learned a lot about us in particular, and and what we went through, our sacrifices, and our intentions, which were always good and for the benefit of God first and them second. So let's, there's one other thing I want to read. I'll go over there and read. I found my little blue book. Don't know how it ended up on the other end of the house yesterday. But such is life, and I appreciate your ability to adjust. And if you have a big family or come from a big family, you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't find one, be a part of one. All right. So we'll begin our dawn prayers, or our beginning day prayers. In nomine Dei, Patrum Nostri, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. And by the way, I was just curious because, I see the YouTube channel and I check it once in a while to see what's happening with it, just out of curiosity's sake. And there's one video, I don't know why, must be the thumbnail, but the one video has almost 1,000 views, just of a Monday Mass. I don't know what I said at that Mass. Maybe I should review it and see, and maybe it was struck a nerve or a point with some people. So, but anyway, over the last month, we've had over 3,300 and something views. And no, there's no Masonic thing about that. It was just, that's the number, and it keeps going up, which I was shocked by. So I thank you all for watching, and for sharing, and for learning, and for being here for what we are to go through. Let us place ourselves in the presence of the Trinitarian Theophany and humbly venerate Deum Patrum Nostri, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Most Holy and Venerable Trinity, one God in three beings, I believe that thou art here present. I venerate thee with the deepest humility. I render to thee with my whole heart the homage which is due to thee. O my Trinitarian Theophany, relying on thine infinite goodness and promises, I hope to obtain the pardon of my sins, the help of thy grace, and life everlasting, through the merits of Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Nostri. O my Trinitarian Theophany, I love thee above all things with my whole heart and soul, because thou art, O good and worthy of all love. I love my neighbor as myself for love of thee, and I forgive all who have injured me, and ask pardon of all whom I have injured. Let us thank the Trinitarian Theophany for the many graces that we receive, and offer ourselves and our sufferings up to them. O my Trinitarian Theophany, I most humbly thank thee for all the favors thou hast bestowed upon me to the present moment. It is again thanks to thy bounty that I should live to see this day, and I desire to employ it solely in thy service. I consecrate to thee all my thoughts, words, actions, and sufferings of this day. Sanctify them, O Trinitarian Theophany, that there may be none that is not animated by thy love, or that would not tend to thy greater glory. Let us make a firm resolution to avoid evil and to do good, and let us beg of the Trinitarian Theophany the graces which are necessary to us. O Trinitarian Theophany, thou knowest my weakness, and that I am unable to do anything good without the help of thy grace. Deny me not thy grace, O Trinitarian Theophany, proportionate to my necessities, Give me strength to avoid everything which thou forbiddest, to practice the good which thou hast commanded, and enable me patiently to bear all the trials which it may please thee to send me. O Deum Matronam Nostrae, I place myself under thy protection. I throw myself with confidence into the arms of thy compassion. Be to me, O Mother of Mercy, my refuge in distress, my consolation in suffering, now and at the hour of my death. O most holy Trinitarian Theophany, Deum Matronam Nostrae et Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. I am heartily sorry for having offended thee, and I detest all my sins, because I dread the loss of heaven and the pains of hell. But most of all, because they offended thee, O most holy Trinitarian Theophany, Deum Matronam Nostrae et Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, who are all good and deserving of all my love. I firmly resolve, with the help of thy grace, to confess my sins, to do penance, and to amend my life. And I can see why the names are long, and I can see for the Trinitarian Theophany, and I can see where the weakness in people would want to shorten that up to make it as easy as possible. But it's important to take the time and give that import and correct title that is reverent. So this was also sent to me, and I thought it was interesting. It was a quote by somebody, I don't know who yet. I'll have to do a search maybe, but I thought it was pretty accurate. I don't know whether it was from a prophecy of some sort, but here goes. Quote, soon we will have priests reduced to the role of social workers, and the message of faith reduced to a political vision. Everything will seem lost, but at the right time, only in the most dramatic phase of the crisis, the church will be reborn. It will be smaller, poorer, almost catechumval, but also holier, for it will no longer be the church of those who seek to please the world, but the church of believers in the Trinitarian Theophany. Deum Matronam Nostrae et Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, and their eternal law. The revival will be the work of a small, seemingly insignificant, but indomitable remnant, undergone a process of purification, because that's how the Trinitarian Theophany works. A small flock withstands evil. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apote. Oremus. O Trinitarian Theophany, the Creator and Redeemer of all the faithful, grant to the souls of thy servants and handmaids the remission of all their sins, that they may obtain by loving prayers the forgiveness which they have always desired, who livest and reignest with thee, one God, forever and ever. Suscipe Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, hanc immaculatum hostiam, quam ego indi nius famulus tuus offeri tibi Deum meum vivum et verum, pro inimitabibus peccatis et offensionibus et negligentis meis, et promnibus circumstantibus, ser promnibus fidelibus, catalocorum, vivis aquae defunctis ut mihi eridis proficiat ad salutem. Deum qui humanae substantiae dignitatem mirabilitur condidisset mirabilis reformasti da nobis, peduhus aquae divinistimum, eius divinitatis esse consortes qui militatis nostrae, fieri dignatis est patriciabs Deum Iesum Christum Filium, qui tecum vivet et reinat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Offerimus tibi Deum calicem, salutaris tuum de peccantis clementium, ut in conspectu divina majestatis tuae, pro nostra et totius mundi salute, cum et oris suavitate ascendat. In spiritu humilitatis, et in animo contrito suscipiam morte Deum Iesum Christum, et sic fiat sacrificium nostrum hic expetutur hodie, ut placeat tibi Deum matronam nostrae Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Veni Sanctificator. Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, et sanctificite oblata prosequendo, et accepere hoc sacrificium tuo sancto nomini preparatum. Suscipe Sancta Trinitas, hanc oblationem quam tibi efferimus, a memoriam passiones, resurrectionis et ascensiones Deum Iesum Christum, et in honorem Deum matronam nostrae et Papa Peter Sanctorum, et istorum et omnium Sanctorum, ut idis proficiat ad honorem nobis autem ad salutem, et idi pro nobis intercedere dinentur in celis, quorum memoriam agimus in telis per innum Christum Deum nostrum. Orate, ut meam equestrum sacrificium acceptabile fiat op Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Suscipia Deum Iesum Christum, sacrificium de manibus tuis ad laudem et gloriam nomini sui ad utilitatem quoque nostrum, totiusque ecclesiae sui sanctae. Deum vobiscum, quoque apotei, solusum corda habemus a Deum, gratias agamus Deum nostrum, dignum et justum est. Te icito clementes, me mater et pater, Deum matronum nostrae, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per Deum Iesum Christum Filium tuum Deum nostrae, supplices rogamus ac petimus, ut acceptera habeas, et sanctificas, ec sanctam sacrificium irripata, in primis que tibi efferimus, pro ecclesiam tuam sanctam catholicam, quam pacificare, custodire, adonare, et regere, dignitis tot orbi terrarum atque catholicae. Memento Deum famulorum tuorum. We pray for the sick and the suffering. We pray for Katie, Gage, Neil and Earl Lively, Mark Jr., Casey, Maria Josephina Mose, Henry, Barbara, Benedict Santa Croce, Mr. Nobody, Ann Boltink, the Cantu and Duarte families, Janelina, Lori, Aaron and family, Maria and the Lineweber family, John Cahill, the Dasco, Nye, Tafour, Began, and Wolf families, Baby Began, and Alex Tafour. We pray for Mr. Nobody to receive the funding and strength needed to complete the first Sede Vacantes Catholic Council office in Monastery of Illinois. We pray for an end to all governmental allowance or sanctioning of abortion, transgenderism, transhumanism, child trafficking, child sexual abuse, any kind of human trafficking, anywhere, place, or time. We pray for the establishment of a Catholic monarchy with a sound Catholic system of labor, human value, medium exchange, with no usury, with courageous, pure blood men to step forward as leaders of this Catholic society. We ask that all gay, quote-unquote, marriage be banned, and a reversal of the feminist ideology and a return to godly femininity. We ask that men prepare the world in such a way so that women do not work for Freemasons and corporations. We ask the women to come to understand that raising of traditional Catholic families is a very high ideal and a necessity for sustaining a Catholic society, and to teach their daughters the same. We ask that all pornography and the OnlyFans platform be stopped immediately and forever. We ask Deum Matronum Nostrae et Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum to destroy the satanic document of the Vatican law that is the Jewish Talmud, and all law around the world that is based on the Jewish Talmud. We ask you to destroy Rome and the Vatican and transfer the authority of the Catholic Church to Fatima, Portugal. We ask you to release the souls controlled by the demon Lilith and the demon Asmodeus for families, and send them to the bottom pits of hell. We ask that all relatives come to understand why we have chose the life of sacrifice. All these things we ask in accordance with God's holy and divine will. Et omnium circumstantium, quorum tibi fides, cognita est et nota devotio, pro quibus tibi efferimus, vero qui tibi offerent hoc sacrificium laudis, prosesuisque omnibus, pro redemptione animarum suarum, pro spe salutis et in calamitatis suae, tibi crededum vota sua aeterno, Deum vivo et vero. Communicantes et memorantes, in primis gloriose semper Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Beatorum martyrium tuorum, Papae Sancti Petri, et Sancti Lucia, et Sancti Jacinta, et Sancti Francisco, et Sancti Juan Diego, et omnium sanctorum, tuorum quorum meritis, praetibusque concedas, ut in omnibus protectiones tuae muniam auxilio per num Christum Deum nostrum, quam oblatione tu Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum in omnibum, consecratem acceptabile quae ficedi dineris ut nobis corpum, et sanguim fiat didictissimi filium tuum Deum Iesum Christum, qui pridie quam pater recepet panem in sancta sacramentablis manus suas, et derivatis oculis in caelum ante Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum suum omnipotentem tibi gratias agens, consecravit, frege didique lumnis sui dicens, accipite et mandocate ex hoc omnes. Hoc est enim corpus meum. Similimur postquam cemeone est, accipiens et hunc preclaram calicem in sancta sacramentablis manus suas, et in tibi gratias agens Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, consecrava dedique lumnis sui dicens, accipite et vivite ex omnes. Hic est enim calix sanguinis mei, mysterium fidei, quae pro nobis et pro multis effundetur in remissionem peccatorum, et quod est cum ficeditissimi mono facietis. Unde et memores Deum nos servatui, sed plebs tua sancta iustum Christum filium tuum Deum nostre, tam beate passiones nec non et ab inferis resurrectionis, sed et in celos gloriose ascensionis afferimus, preclare majestatitudi tuis donis ac datis, supra quae propitio axere novulturis peceri digneris. Supplicis eragamus Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, ive hic perfere per manus tuum, ut quod, ex hoc apparis participationis sacra sanctum Deum Filium tuum, corpus et sanguinem subsenimus, omni sanctificatione, celestia gratia repe amor, per innum Christum Deum nostre. We pray for those who have died. We especially pray for Albin Salatka, for whom this Mass is being offered. Ipsis demet omnibum in Christum crescentibum, locum refugere lucis et pacis, ut ad geste proclamor pedinum Christum Deum nostre. Perquem hic omnia Deum Iesum Christum semper bona creas, sanctificas, vivificas, consecratis et prestas nobis. Per ipsum et cum ipso et in ipso. Est tibi Deum Matrum omnipotenti in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, omnis honor et gloria. Ave Dea Matronam Nostrae, gratia plena Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum tecum. Dea Matronam Nostrae, Matram Deum Iesum Christum, misericordia nobis peccatoribus nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Libera nos, quae sumus Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, ab omnibus malis praeteritis presentibus et futuris, et intercedente beata et gloriosa semper Dei Matronam Nostrae, cum Papa Petrum Sanctorum et omnibus sanctis, da propitius pacem in diebus nostris, ut ubi misericordiae Tue aduiti, et a peccato simus semper liberi, et omni perturbatione securi. Per indum Deum nostrum Iesum Christum Filium Tuum Deum nostrum, qui tecum vivit et reinat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per aeternam. Pax Deum Iesum Christum, sed semper vobiscum, et quoque apud te, ecum ex Deo consecratio copris et sanguis, Deum Iesum Christum fiat accipientibus nobis in ad salutem aeternam. Pax tecum, quoque apud te. Deum Iesum Christum, qui ex voluntate Deum Matronam Nostrae, quoperante Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per mortem Tuam unum vivificasti, libera me per hoc sacro sanctum corpus et sanguinum, Tuum ab omnibus iniquitatibus meis et universis malis, et fac me Tui semper inhalare mandatis, et atinumquam separare permittas, qui cum me odem Deum Matronam Nostrae et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum vivis et regnam aeternam, perceptio corporis Tui Deum Iesum Christum, quod ego in genius sumere praesimo, non mihi proveniat in judicium condonnationem, sed pro Tua pietate prosit mihi tutum et medis corporis, et ad medelam percipiendum qui vivis et regnas, cum Deum Matronam Nostrae in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Panem celestem accipiem, et nomen Deum Iesum Christum invocabo. Deum Matronam Nostrae non sunt dignos, ut intussu te meis, in tanto verbis habiturnum mea. Deum Iesum Christum non sunt dignos, ut intussu te meis, sed tanto verbis habiturnum mea. Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum non sunt dignos, ut intussu te meum, sed tanto verbis habiturnum mea. Corpus Deum nostrum, Iesum Christum custodiet anima mea. Quid retribuum Deum Iesum Christum pro omnibus quaeris ut mihi, calicem salutaris accipiem et et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum invocabo, laudans invocabo Deam matronam nostrae, et ab inimicis meis salvusero. Sanguis Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima meam. Quod ore sumus Deum Iesum Christum, puramente capiamus et immunere temperae fiat nobis remedium sempiternam. Corpus tuum Deum Iesum Christum, quod soms et sanguis quem petave hera fiscerbus meis presta. Ut in me non remenia celula macula quim pura sancta repetiena sacramenta. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apud te. Oremus. May the prayer of thy suppliants profit the souls of thy servants and handmaids, we beseech thee, O God, that thou mayest free them from all sins and make them sharers in thy redemption, who livest and reignest with thee, one God, forever and ever. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apud te. Ite mise est. Deum gratia. Gratia tibi, Sancta Trinitam, obsequiam servitutis meae presa ut sacrificium. Cor oculis tuae majestatis in nus opteri tibi secretavere mique et omnibus. Proquibus idut optaliciti miserante propitiabile per Christum Deum nostrum. Sanctificat vos omnipotens Deum, Matronam et Filium et Spiritum Sanctum. Deum Matronam nostrae et Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gracias. O Trinitarian Theophany, I believe, I venerate, I hope, and I love thee. I beg of thee pardon for those who do not believe, do not venerate, do not hope, and do not love thee. Most Holy Trinitarian Theophany, Dea matronam nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. I venerate thee profoundly, and I offer to thee the most precious body, blood, soul, and divinity of Deum Iesum Christum, present here in reparation for the outrages, sacrileges, and indifference by which he himself is offended, and through the infinite merits of his most sacred heart and the immaculate heart of Dea Matronam Nostrae, I beg of thee the conversion of poor sinners. In nomine Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gracias. Thank you for coming and supporting this work that we are doing, and appreciate, again, all the encouragement, comments, and emails. I think I'm caught up with emails. If I missed anybody, send me another one in case I forgot you. But please go and sanctify all those who you meet, and we'll see you tomorrow at the same time, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Have a great day.